Musikfest fans look forward to every single year as August approaches is what will the poster and the mug look like for that particular year? Well, for year number 39, let's go right to the source. Bart Cooper is the artist behind this year's design. We're joined as well by Lisa Harms, who is the Senior Director of Visual Arts and Education for ArtsQuest. First of all, congratulations on the honor. That's got to be pretty cool.
Thank you for having me here. Thank you.
What does this mean to you?
This is great. This is great. I've been coming to Musikfest since I was living out here when I was young in high school, and it's just happy to be here and to be a part of it, to actually be able to create the poster for this year's festival. I'm excited.
You're a Whitehall grad, now living in Los Angeles. So when was the last time you were here at Musikfest?
Years ago.
Still fun though, isn't it?
Still fun. Very nostalgic right now, walking through these streets, and I feel great.
Lisa, what does it mean for ArtsQuest to have a local artist do this every year?
Well, it's so important for us to find a way to showcase the visual arts as well as all of the great music and food and everything else that's part of Musikfest. And for us to be able to work with someone like Bart, who's such an accomplished artist from the Lehigh Valley, grew up coming to Musikfest and making a great career for himself out in LA. It's just so inspirational, not only for everyone at Musikfest, but for all the people out in the community that have gotten a chance to work with Bart through various education programs as well.
You were telling me a couple of firsts for this year. He's the first African-American artist to do the poster, and also the first time you've had actual patrons on the poster.
Yeah, so that made it really special. Representation is so important, but for us to actually have patrons, that father and daughter that have been coming to Musikfest, and Bart working with them to share their story, is just tremendous, because that's really what Musikfest is about. It's about the experience that everybody has when they're coming here.
Where did that idea come from?
Oh man, I could have easily done just a bunch of music and different, the performers and stuff like that, but I was like, look, let's focus on the people that come here. And the fact that I love Musikfest is that you can have different age groups. So, from the youth to the adults. So I was like, even perfect, let's have a daddy-daughter date night where he can bring his daughter out through the atmosphere. They can have fun. He can drink. He can have a calm night, as well as she can take in the memories as well. So that was where I wanted to focus it on, the patrons.
Where does your overall inspiration as an artist come from? Who have been your influences?
Oh man, even in this poster, you can see there's a little bit of Vincent van Gogh in there. So if you look in the background, you can see the music with the starry night type of vibe, but I wanted like the starry day in Bethlehem, summer heat. So like, that's where it came from. Some of that came from Vincent van Gogh. Mm-hmm.
Lisa, this is basically a musical event. There are some other arts here, but you talked about the visual side. How important is it to also recognize those artists?
I just think it's as important as the music, because ArtsQuest works with artists throughout the year. And we always like to remind people that even though Musikfest is a free festival, the largest free music festival in the country, all the artists are paid for their work, visual artists, performing artists, and it's really important as part of our mission to support artists, particularly to show an example of someone like Bart growing up in the Valley, so other people can see themselves as a professional artist making a successful career for themselves.
You mentioned earlier him giving back to the community and going to schools. How important is it for the youngsters to see somebody like this who has succeeded?
I think, as someone who grew up in the Lehigh Valley in the arts too, it's really great when you're in middle school, high school, and you're not sure if you're going to be able to make a career in the arts, but you have a passion for it. And for Bart to be able to go in person and talk to kids about the journey that he's taken, the challenges, it's not easy, but that you can make a successful profession for yourself in the arts in whatever shape that takes. It's so important, and we've been so fortunate to work with so many great local school districts with Bart with this programming.
Why is that outreach to the younger people so important to you?
I love it because I was once in those seats, so to see them and see them embrace it and take it all in, just to be able to touch some of the situations, seeing where I've come from and seeing my journey, it's so important for me to be able to speak to them, to let them know, the direction of where they can go, to just give that light of encouragement of, you too can do this. I once sat in the same seat. So that makes more of a difference. when you're in those type of situations.
If you don't mind, it's been an incredible journey that you have been on your entire life, from West Africa now to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Can you briefly explain what it's been like?
Man, it's a heck of a journey. Like, I just, every time I pause for a second and just take it all in, it gets overwhelming. I mean, this is overwhelming too, to understand that I once walked through these same areas, these same places, and I was once here, and now to be able to explain that and express my story a little bit, I mean, it's quite of a journey.
You had a chance to mingle with some of the fans and
yeah.
sign posters and mugs today. What was that experience like for you?
I mean, I'm getting used to it, but you know, Devon and Amelia that was on the poster, I was living through them, you know, just to see her and she getting there to sign autographs and stuff like that. Amazing, you know, amazing. It's wonderful, you know, those memories.
Lisa, back in March, he was here as part of the Heroes exhibit. How cool of an experience was that for you?
I mean, that was just a tremendous honor to be able to showcase that body of work by Bart. And also, it's a really rare instance when you have an artist with that talent who's also interested in the outreach and the community engagement part. And I think right away there was an energy and a vibe that we had when we met with Bart, that we were like, this is going to work because our mission is around community and making sure that people are involved. And not only did we have this tremendous talent and this incredible body of work in the Heroes exhibition, but also this interest in going out into schools and bringing kids down to the Banana Factory to meet Bart in person. So it was just incredible.
We all know that Harriet Tubman is a superhero, but
Yeah.
you made her a superhero.
her a
Where does all that
superhero.
idea come from to do something like that?
It was just, it came from, actually, there was a 22-year-old kid that did not know who Harriet Tubman was. And I was just shocked and amazed that he knew the Superman logo, but didn't know Harriet Tubman. So that's just sparked the whole thing to bring this whole body of work together, to create that, to form as an educational piece, to be able to educate the youth that were younger. Because I was like, you're 22 and you barely know who this woman is. I can only imagine what the youth looks like. So, like, let's educate them and keep this history going and keep them educated on who the superheroes are. And she actually has the same powers as Superman. So, like, I did my own extensive research to compare the two and make it actually work.
That's awesome. That is fantastic. For more information on what you do with the visual arts at ArtsQuest, what can people do?
Sure, so you can go to bananafactory.org. We have a list there of all of our exhibitions, all of our school and community programs are there. You can still see images from Bart's show Heroes, and anywhere on the artsquest.org website.
Bart, how about you? How can people keep in touch with you?
BartCooperArt.com. If you're on Instagram, B_art and the number 1, you'll find me there.
And what's next for you?
My next exhibition is coming up. It's called DNA, which has a whole nother educational piece to it, attached to it. So I'm looking forward to seeing how people embrace that body of work.
Well, Bart Cooper designed the poster and the mug for Musikfest 2022, and Lisa Harms from ArtsQuest joining us. Job well done by both of you. Continued success.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.